Long ago, on the fields of battle, in the year 2017, two men met to decide once and for all what the most metal things in the universe are. For there can be only one. What's more metal? With your hosts, and we go on.
I want to fuck Melissa Joan Hart.
Jesus Christ. All right. Welcome to What's More Metal, the only podcast where one creepy motherfucker and one comic discuss the most metal things in the universe. Joining me as always is his 15 minutes to my 20 years in prison. Give it up for Nariko Hot, everybody.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
And coming up over here, I think, on my screen, I don't know where he is on yours, or he doesn't even, not even there. He claims he doesn't even show himself, which is a fucking lie. Give it up for the Midnight Rider himself, Randall Lawrence, everybody.
Yeah. DJ BJ, the Wizard of Wax.
On the ones and twos, or whatever the fuck that means.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah. So this show, if you've never seen it before, if you don't know what we're talking, we're going to talk about, we're going to take random topics and then figure out what the most metal thing in those random topics are. Mm-hmm. This week, we're going to do most metal march and most metal political song.
Yes.
So, those are good topics. They're sort of hats off to Martin Luther King Day, which is this Monday.
Yep.
So that's why we try to make something. If there's a holiday near it, we try to make something that corresponds with that holiday a little bit. So that was what we did this time.
Yeah.
If you want to vote when we're doing these things, if you want to vote, you can vote in the comments and at the end of the show, or near the end of the show, Randall will read which of us won, which of our ideas won. It was Nariko's birthday today.
Yeah.
So he's like, I think 28 or some shit. I'm not really sure.
I'm 30 years plus Crypt Keeper. I am ancient as fuck.
Yeah. You're celebrating the 12th anniversary of your 28th birthday. Yeah. Is that what's happening today?
I'm celebrating the birthday at which my RNA starts to unravel.
Well, you know.
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good. I bought myself a Gibson SG, 2007 Gibson SG. It's all hazelnut, and I fucking love it so much. There's nothing special about it. It's not like a special year. It's not a special like model or anything. But it's just literally the one when I was coming up, really playing music and stuff that like I just loved. I love the fucking look of it. It's all hazelnut. It looks so fucking cool. Black pick guard, black pickups. It's fucking awesome. So
I threw a picture up for everybody to see.
Huh? Oh, cool. I'm just like, ugh. I don't know. And I was talking about it. Like I'm at the age now. Call it whatever you want, but like where I'm just like, I've denied myself things much of my life. You know, even growing up as like a teenager when I was like skating and stuff. Like I never had a new skateboard. I never had a new skateboard deck. I never had new anything because I was just like, I just taking people's hand-me-down trucks, hand-me-down fucking everything. Their shitty deck with the tails ground to fucking nothing and there's no pop on it. I had all that shit. And just because I was like, oh, I don't know, it's so much money. I don't want to waste it. I got other things I need to pay off or whatever. And so finally I'm just instead of being the kind of person that was like, I need to make more money. I'm just, I don't know. I just decided that I'm at that stage of things where I'm like, I'm going to buy things I like for me to enjoy. I don't know. So I'm doing that. I'm going to probably, get a nice amp at some point. I have an okay amp right now, but I'll probably get, I'm looking at like an orange rocker verb 50 watt right now. like just a nice combo amp for myself.
Are you going to start playing music again?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just kind of want the stuff where I'm like, oh, if I do want to play something, I've got all the stuff that I've always that is like my, you know what I mean? It's just there. It's there at hand if I want to fuck around with it, and it's all the stuff I've ever wanted. So I don't know. This is kind of a little way to treat myself.
Fuck yeah, you totally should do it up. Whatever you want, do it, man.
Yeah.
Gibson guitar, fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I'm very pumped on it. So, but yeah. So thanks anybody that sent me happy birthday stuff. You're the shit. Thank you so much. I made it.
40. 40's the new 30. They tell me.
Yeah, so old.
50's the new 40, or sad. One of the two. So
my old roommate Dylan dropped off some presents today. Like he at my new place, he like stopped by, gave me like a graphic novel that I haven't read yet, but he thinks I'll like, and so I'm pumped on that. And then he also got me a bottle of bourbon, and I was just like, "How did you know?" Felt nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bourbon is a 40-year-old's drink for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sipping whiskey, so on. Bourbon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, I wanted to bring up this real fast too. So today on my birthday, I got I just moved into a new apartment. It's a punk house. It's been a comedy house since I think like 2013. It's been in the comedy community for a minute, and
yes.
and I'm pretty sure the carpets have never ever been washed. So I got a rug doctor and I started going through it, and I found out today that our carpets are too punk rock to be cleaned. I went over these carpets 3 fucking times. I dumped black tar out of this fucking thing 3 times, and they look the same. These carpets look unchanged, like utterly, like unfazed. Like they're like the NRA with a school shooting. Like they nothing,
nothing can change them.
They have not even phased them, and you're like, it was babies. They're like, like, what if there was one more gun aimed at the guy who did it though? And so
I went to parties there in 2012. So it's when Curtis Cook was living there, when he first moved in. Yeah. He was living there with Matt Edwards and a bunch of dudes he knew from Antioch. There were like 5 of them living in there at the time. Yeah. And a couple of them, one guy was sleeping on the couch. It was a fucking disaster area then, and it's never changed. It hasn't gotten.
Yeah, it's so funny. I dumped like Hexus from Fern Gully out of this fucking rug doctor 3 times, and like these carpets are like still like a Rorschach test. Like they're fucking crazy. But so that's what I get for trying. And that's my lesson.
Let that be a lesson to you now. If it's dirty, leave it. That's fine.
Give up before you start. That's what I say.
Yeah, it's going to defeat you anyway, idiot. Just don't start.
It was just super funny.
That is.
I've never seen a carpet cleaner just tap out. It was just like, what do you want from me?
You want to do this 4 times? Come on, man.
It was.
Let me go. Let me stop, please.
So funny. I might as well been throwing glitter at the nothing. Like it was just like nothing can stop the darkness from overtaking it. It was fucking anyway. So that's what I did on my birthday.
Man, well, you got a weird idea of what to do on your birthday for sure. I'm gonna clean carpets. Well, all right. We got a new sponsor. Guys, we got a new sponsor, new advertiser. They sent me this copy just now. It's a gentle message from Caring Arms. We all know the world is facing many problems today, and we also know the best solution to those problems is to carry an assault rifle for safety. Yet those guns never feel truly safe. Until now. Caring Arms would like to present our newest product, the Gunnagle, the gun you can snuggle. Yes, the Gunnagle has it all. All the lethality of an AK-47 with the soft exterior of that teddy bear you used to clutch in your hands as a small child. Our patented Kevlar terry cloth is as soft against your skin as it is bulletproof. So you never have to fear that Antifa troublemaker with a can of beans ever again. So the next time you feel you find yourself in mortal danger of your own making, reach out, grab hold, and hug tight your gunnicle. Never be scared again. We'd like to thank Caring Arms for being our sponsor for just 1 week and 1 week only. I don't think they'd ever listen to the podcast, so they're going to hate us after this, but that's fine.
I like it. I picture a Nerf gun that shoots hard bullets.
Yes, that is pretty much what it is. I also, they also have a new product coming out called the Ganoon, which is the gun you can spoon, but they didn't have any copy for it yet. So it's just if you feel unsafe at night, it's a body pillow shotgun that you can carry or sleep in bed with you. So, just feeling safe.
The gun you can spoon.
Yeah. So, we got these 2 topics. Which topic do you think we should do first, Nariko?
Okay, yeah. Did you say what the topics were?
Yeah, it's still at the top. It said most metal march and most metal political song.
You know what? Let's see. March or political? I say we start with march and we'll go into political song.
Okay, that's perfect. Yep.
Yeah. I think that could be good.
Right on.
Yeah. I'm pumped on this. This is like, it's cool to like, give a shout out to MLK on Man's Special Day.
Yes.
And to do that. So yeah.
Perfect.
Anyway.
Yeah. So in order to decide who goes first, to say what's the most metal march in all of history, we do that by doing the most metal thing possible, which is to roll 20-sided dice. Mm-hmm. We have the What's More Metal brand 20-sided dice. It says the 1 is What's More Metal, so number 1 podcast to fuck to. And the 20 says Natch Twombo, because the world hates me. So, yeah. Randy, if you could roll for me first and then Nariko.
Sure. Dan, you got an 18.
That's pretty good.
And Nariko, you got an 11. Never forget.
You know what? Fuck this.
All right. So,
okay.
My choice for most metal march of all time is the march that took place May 26th of this 2020 in Minneapolis that ended with the burning of a police precinct. Because that is tight as fuck. There are a bunch of pictures from that, including a picture of a dude holding up a pig's head above his head, and the fucking police precinct is burning off in the distance. That is the shit. Like that is an epic fucking, that's a protest. That's what that is. That's a protest. And that made a difference for sure.
Yeah.
That's also where the Elmo guy came from, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. God damn it. It's fucking.
Yeah. Minneapolis got down in May of 2020.
I believe it was something like 58% or something of all America thought that burning of that precinct was justified too. Yeah. Like when they did a poll on it, and that's how you know you're fucking up as as state power, when 60% of America is like, yeah, good. Burn that shit to the earth.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm normally against police precinct burning, but that one needed to go. Like, they're just like, fuck you, cops.
Well, I mean, and then I don't know if I can't remember if we brought this up last week or not. I'm sure we did. But like, again, this is a right-wing talking point where it's like, yeah, didn't you burn the cities down? But when we try to take over the Capitol building and stop an election, it's wrong. If you're rioting as a tool and it's for good, like stopping state power from killing you without fucking due process or proper punishment, then that's a good thing. Versus if you're rioting and then you're just because the TV man told you to.
Yes.
Oh, or yeah, like Tucker Carlson spun his bow tie in anger and it made you fly your private jet out. Anyway, whatever. I'm so furious about it. But yeah, yes. No, it's that 100%. Like those riots were the shit. It's so long, it's been happening, you know, like we've talked about it before, but like Rodney King was in the 93, like
but it was happening well before then. It's been happening way before then. All of American history.
Absolutely. Cops just killing motherfuckers, killing black people. Yeah. And no with no fucking worries about
no repercussions.
Now that they've done body cams more often, it's just only like you watch cops drop like Coke bags and shit into some dude's fucking pocket. You watch them fucking like pull a gun out of their trunk and throw it in a little kid's hands or whatever. You just watch more and more of that shit happen, and that's how brazen they are. Like they'll even stop. They'll stop and turn off their camera to be like, "Hey, whoa, you're saying real shit." You know, like when they're talking amongst each other, like you see it, like and I don't see how you can be conservative. You know what I mean? And where you want a smaller government, and then you think it's cool that cops kill people without, like, it just doesn't. If you really think about, like, I don't know, so sorry, I'm talking to a fictional conservative who believes what they say. Yes. I'm doing that thing where
you're using logic again for people that believe there's an invisible sky wizard that'll send them to playground heaven. When they die.
Yes. Absolutely. I'm being absolutely ridiculous here. I'm trying to use full thought out ideas against people with bonsai brains.
Yeah.
Their brains have been grown in a tiny pot, and they'll never grow past it. And I'm just like, whatever.
Yes.
I'm fucking furious.
It always amazes me when people are like, how can you do this? It's hypocritical. I'm like, why are you even saying that at this point? How can this possibly be surprising to you? Of course it's hypocritical.
1,000%.
That's not a thing that they give a shit about.
It's something you said a million years ago at this point, years ago before most of this stuff happened. But it's still, I feel like it's like just hammer right on the head of the nail where you're like, you were like, how can they do this? It's hypocritical. You're like, yeah, their minds are at ease with hypocrisy.
Yes.
They don't those brains don't mind. That's like, oh, Jesus doesn't want all the things Trump is, but I like Trump. They don't. It's like, that feels good. Like that doesn't in no way bothers them. And
they believe in a loving God that punishes them on a regular basis, so they'll prove that they love him. Like, if you think that's true, you'll believe fucking anything at that point. Absolutely. Like, hypocrisy is just a natural state that you live in.
Absolutely.
So don't be surprised.
Bad things can happen with a loving God. Is like it's like, oh, I think that's the first lesson of religion in general. It's just like, hey, hypocrisy and things that don't connect. That's just what it's about.
Yes.
You know, and you're like,
God works in mysterious ways is really the catch-all. So that's my choice.
Sorry, we're rambling.
The march in Minnesota over the George Floyd murder. So Nariko, what do you got? What's your
sorry, bit of a tangent there. I'm a little buzzed from my birthday. Okay, so that's a great choice, Dan. My choice. So one of the things we do, like when we say most metal, we mean, you know, sexy, deadly, badass, and whatever's killed the most Nazis, right? So, so with that in mind, I chose the most metal march is Sherman's March to the Sea.
Yes.
1864, November 15th through December 24th, William Tecumseh Sherman marched Union troops through the South, burning every motherfucking place they came in contact with. It was actually two groups, in like a little bit north and a little bit south. So it was two separate armies walking through, burning every slave-owning plantation to the fucking ground until they got to Savannah, Georgia, fucking took that shit over, which was like the industrial heart of the South at the time, and effectively kind of put a fucking stake in the heart of the South as a war power in that one march, and we could use another one right now. Frankly, I feel like no, I just it to me it was just like that's again also a peaceful march in my mind. That's a march that it created a lot of peace, and I'm all about it. I'm here to celebrate William Tecumseh Sherman's burning of the South.
Yes. Delightful. Honestly, I can't say enough how happy I am. My biggest problem with the Civil War is that we let the South back in. We should have just made them a conquered territory. You have your shitty economy that we're not even going to try to help, and then you just fuck off forever. Like, we should have done that, and we didn't, and it's caused no end of trouble since.
Or more utterly dominated them to the place where they didn't get their own rules and laws or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like we should have just I feel like that maybe would have created a lot more good. Whereas like, hey, you don't get to decide things. We're gonna do it
forever
because you're bad at it, and you will always be bad at it up until Georgia this year.
Yeah. True.
You're gonna be fucking dickheads up until 2021. 2020. You fucking like the ass end of 2020. But yeah, I fully support the killing of racists, and the taking away of their power, and that is. It was the first thing I thought of, and I couldn't find anything that beat it. Was William Tecumseh Sherman's March to the Sea, burning plantations to the ground. That's goddamn elegant.
That's a great choice. So, in our choices, to recap, I chose Minneapolis, Minnesota, May 26th, 2020, that ended in the burning of a police precinct, and Nariko chose Sherman's March to the Sea, which resulted in the burning of hundreds of plantations across the South and hamstrung the South, the Confederacy's power, thereby making the war, the result of the war, pretty much moot at this point. After that, so that was like the end of the Civil War, the beginning of the end of the Civil War. So those are our choices. You can vote in the comments to see which one of us you think got the most Metal March. I have a couple of backups.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, just because it was so iconic, the march that ended in Tiananmen Square in China.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
Where 1 million people marched into the square and wouldn't let the army in for like a long time. There was like a standoff for a long time. Like there was a Chinese premier that wanted to introduce some democratic principles, and then he died, and another guy who was more hardcore took over, and they were pissed about it, and they tried to protest, and it didn't work out. Like they killed a lot of people, put a lot of people in prison. They suppressed any information out of China about what happened to all of those protesters in general. But there's some iconic images from it, like that guy facing down a tank, which is one of an epic moment. It probably didn't end well, but for that 1 second at least, he was like, yeah, this is fuck you. Like, that's a giant fuck you to a government that is oppressing millions and millions and millions of people. Mm-hmm. So
there's a really amazing, I don't know where you can find it at this point. I watched it at the beginning of Netflix. They had a documentary called Tank Man, and it's literally about the guy who stood in front of those tanks. Yeah, that dude definitely died. But what they don't show you is you can find the footage, but he not only he's standing in the road and a tank is coming up on him, and and the tank stops for him, right? And then the tank tries to turn, and he walks in front of the tank again, and the tank stops again. And then the tank turns again the other way, trying to go, and he stops it again. Like he stands in front of a tank basically like 3 different times, like walking in front of it's like easily the bravest thing like I've ever seen. And I will say one thing that's like negative about it is like China's like they've so suppressed the information about that they show that footage to kids like a generation later and they have no idea what they're looking at. They're like, oh, what's that guy doing?
Yeah.
Like, and they don't even know what the image is from, which is sad, but it's also, but that's why you can't let something like that fade from history. And it's a great reason to bring it up. You know, like it's that dude, that's so fucking metal. It's absolutely all the way the fucking toughest shit you could possibly do.
Tankman is available on YouTube for free in its entirety.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
So check that out. And from the very quick blurb that I just read on Wikipedia, that dude was executed. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There you go.
Was he executed by Tank that day? Because I don't know how that ended. But
yeah.
No, I mean, he knew what he was up to. You know what I mean? Like that guy knew what he was up. Like he knew by doing that he was condemning himself. But he did show to everybody in that day.
The world,
just like
the world.
like how powerful it is to be one person, putting your life on the line against what looks like, a great power. So,
but it's still, I mean, that tank is still driven by people.
Exactly.
And it's very difficult to kill somebody that you relate to. That's like pretty much like a part of your culture. Like that could have been a guy the tank driver knew. So it's much harder to kill somebody in cold blood like that than it is in a war where there's this other side and you can other those people. Mm-hmm. That's why the Civil War will be so difficult to start in the U.S. because you're going to be killing people that are like you. And that's going to be fucking weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you have a backup?
Quick correction. Tankman may not be dead, actually. No one knows where he is or if he's alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
We know. Come on.
He might be part tank. That's what happened. Tank. That was Tank. Tank. That was Tank. That was Tank Man. That was his son. He was yelling at his son, the Tank.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And the Tank was like, I just want Dad. And then he had the whole thing.
He was a transformer in human form. And his son was staying in tank form. And he's like, Dad, I don't want to be a person anymore. People suck. And he's like, kid, you got to. I'm not going to let you cross this line until you change back.
That'd be so. He turns into a jet and flies away. They're like, that Tank Man's a jet man? What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knows, but I mean, hopefully Tank Man's still alive. That'd be fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be badass. It's just unlikely.
It's probably not likely, but it doesn't diminish the power of the moment. And I highly suggest people watch Tank Man. It's a fucking really cool documentary. And I'm a big fan of it. I have a shit backup now. It is a good backup, but you kind of took some of the fire out of it, Dan.
Okay.
Because you chose the George Floyd protests.
Yeah.
You chose the George Floyd protests specifically, and I just chose them utterly. So I choose the George Floyd protests, the Black Lives Matter protests of the last few years, because roughly 26 million people have marched in the Black Lives Matter protests.
Wow.
It is one of the largest civil rights protests of all time, maybe the largest of all time, and I just wanted to salute that. Like, if you're marching for equal rights for anything, for anybody, for any group of people, I'm like, yeah, I'm 1,000% on board. But the ones that we're living through now, it's hard. They want to suppress it. They want to like make it seem whatever violent. We want to make it seem whatever. But it's the largest maybe ever of all time, and that's not that's really, really fucking important. Like that's, and it's because for 40 years, as long as Dan and I have been alive, there's, and longer, like this shit's been real out in the open, you know, like it's been fucking real out in the open. People know it fucking happens. They joke about it. There's, you know, jokes on TV. Hey, I'm scared. Blah, 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 blah. You know, like I'm a scared cop. I just shoot stuff. And we laugh at it, but it's fucking, we all know it's real. It's
real and it's
up.
horrifying, and it needs to stop at some point. And man, they couldn't even stop while the protests were happening this last summer.
God. They had no other gear to go to.
They didn't know what to do. They just started.
I'm not being respected.
They killed so many people over that summer, which is fucking insane. Like, what are you doing? Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah. Comedy. So
hilarious.
So funny. I don't know. I mean, but we're talking about amazing marches.
Yes.
In honor of Martin Luther King, and I wanted to bring up that the entire Black Lives Matter protests have been maybe the largest of all time in human history, and that's fucking something. We got to fucking reckon with that. You got to think about it and be like, we don't let them suck the power out of it. Like that's, you know, and don't forget it, you know. So.
Pretty much.
Hey, farts.
Jokes. Anyway.
So but
my dick is large. All right. So let's. We can do whatever. Something. My penis. So I think that's I think we've. Do you have any more?
No, not really.
Not really. So I think that's going to take us to our next topic.
Next topic.
There we are. Can you believe it? We spent ones of dollars on that, and it was well worth every cent.
I love that you're bringing up the action with a 2 out of 10. Like, hey.
Anyway, have we met? I don't know if you've listened to this podcast, you knew that excitability isn't my jam. I don't get super thrilled about fucking anything, so it's not a surprise that I'm not fucking stoked right now. I mean, I am, but it's not going to show. You're never going to know it is.
You're an enthusiasm grower.
Yeah, not a shower. My excite erection is... yeah. That is probably the best way I've ever heard it described.
I like how much Randy loved that.
That was incredible.
Well, it's fucking 100% accurate. Anyway, so...
What is the topic?
This time we're going to do most metal political song.
Yes.
Because I went first last time, Nariko gets to go first this time. So, Nariko, what is the most metal political song?
Okay, I don't want to, again, I don't want to think there's an angle or anything with this podcast, but I'm going to go with Fuck the Police by NWA.
Yes.
From their 1988 Straight Outta Compton release. Here's why. First off, it's about police brutality. It's about fucking shit from 1988. So there you go. 32 years ago. Yes. And 39 years ago. And so like so that's like how long, like, you know what I mean? Like that's how long shit's been going on. 32 years ago. Anyway, whatever. And but it was when you write a song and it gets condemned by the FBI, they put out a report on your song, right? And then it's condemned by the NRA in a public fucking like speech by Charlton Heston, then head of the NRA.
Yes.
And then George Bush, the president of the United States, says, "Hey, fuck that song you wrote. That's a fucking badass song."
Yeah.
That's the most badass song. What other song can you write where the president stands up and goes, "Hey, fuck that song"?
Right.
That's fucking sick. Like, to me, that's massive.
Yes.
That's a massive. You did the fucking right thing. Maybe unless you did such the wrong thing that people had to stand. Like, I don't want to be like Screwdriver. Suddenly, like the president goes, "Hey, that song by Screwdriver's fucked up," and you go, "See, you did the right thing." No, but you're talking about an injustice, right? And your song is about an injustice. And it's a very militant song about an injustice, about police brutality. And then all the powers that be, all the authority in this in the country, all the white authority in this country. Hey, this is crazy what they're saying. Like, you fucking did it. You put your fucking index finger in the eye of what the fuck is going on, and I fucking love it.
It's also just a banger of a song.
It's so good.
It is a very good song. It's a very good.
So good.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to that in college, and it was I couldn't when somebody played it for me the first time. It was one of those moments where I was like, I can't believe they did this, but man, this is tight. This is fucking great.
Yes. I fucking love that song. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like I said, you can gauge. I feel like you can gauge a good political song by how much political hay it makes, right? For people.
Yeah.
And where, how much it gets the goat of the people you're trying to get the goat of. And like, for me, I'm hard pressed to find another example that does as much as straight fuck the police did.
Yes, that's true. I don't think there was another. Well, probably Body Count by Cop Killer.
Yeah, or the other way around, but yeah.
Yeah, that they also got a lot of heat for.
Yeah.
Ice-T caught a lot of shit for singing about murdering cops, and
yeah, Cop Killer is fucking great.
It's a great song. That is that's a tight song.
It's fucking awesome.
So anyway,
they released the album in a little body bag. Like you got a body bag and you unzipped it, and then the CD was inside. I fucking love that. That's so sick. And then Ice-T went on to play a cop on TV.
Yeah,
and like conservatives are like, I like that Ice-T. He's a straight shooter. They just don't even, again, hypocrisy. They're at ease with it. But,
literally the most confused cop in television history, Ice-T.
I love that Ice-T played a cop. Like that to me, I'm like, that's so countercultural and badass. I'm like, good. Fuck yeah. Like, I don't know. Dre should play a cop. Snoop should play a cop. They should all play cops.
That would be Snoop Dogg as a cop.
Yeah.
I would honestly, I would watch that show at least one episode.
I'm fucking way into it. Yeah,
for sure. So that's your choice. Mm-hmm. Fuck the Police by NWA. I'm going to pick one because the first time I heard this song, I couldn't believe that it actually existed, and it blew my fucking mind. I've talked about it on the show before, more than likely. It's Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine.
I have the lyrics pulled up to that now.
I've got the chunk of it that I like the best, that I think has the most the best message.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You justify those that died by wearing the badge. They're the chosen whites. Like, that's so fucking tight. That is such a I mean, the guy's fucking angry as shit, and deservedly he's. Legitimately should be. Everybody should be as mad as Zach De La Rocha is in this fucking song. Absolutely. And the first time I heard it, I thought, I got it to the point where he was like, "Fuck you! I won't do what you tell me." And then over and over again, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, I don't get it." Somebody played me the entirety of Rage Against the Machine, had the whole album, and it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like that was a game changer. I was like 22, living on the street in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I was like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I was totally stoked on it. Loved it. Still do. Listen to it all the fucking time.
Yep.
constantly. One day I was having a bad day, so I just watched reaction videos of people who listen to hip hop, listening to Killing in the Name, Rage Against the Machine for the first time, and all of them like losing their fucking minds. And it just reminded me of what happened to me when I listened to it. I just couldn't fucking believe it.
I was 13 when that album came out, and it completely it melted my mind of what you could do. The album cover is a photograph from Vietnam of a monk burning himself
alive,
in effigy in protest of their government.
Yeah.
Just a monk setting himself on fire with a can of gas. That's the album cover. And the words on it are just the label maker, and so he's sticking it on the photograph. It's like, what the fuck? It just even looking at the album cover, you're like, holy shit.
It's a hard fucking album cover.
It's so hard. And I don't know, I feel like that gets lost. People don't understand it, they don't get what, they're like, oh, rap rock or whatever, but you don't get that it's that it's hardcore and hip hop and then it's all the cool parts of both. It's the angry political parts of both.
Yep.
Of the most angry kinds of music. It's two disparate, angry, political kinds of music, and they just hey, let's mesh both of these. So, because they're saying the same thing in different ways. Why can't we get them to mix? Yeah. And it literally pretty much to me, Rage is the only rap rock band that fucking did it. Yeah. For real, because they got what was going on right. It's all about what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's and so whereas Limp Bizkit later on is like, hey, I'm trying to party and get my dick sucked.
Don't make me mad by comparing Rage Against the Machine to Limp fucking Bizkit.
Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
I'm saying rap rock, but or whatever. They're this is where one fucked up and one nailed it because they did the thing that you're supposed to fucking do, and that's really it's because they're both political forms of music. Yes. They are at their hearts, hardcore and because Zach De La Rocca was on a hardcore band before Rage, and it was that's what hardcore is. It's about politics. It's about anger. Yeah. Rap is about politics. It's about anger.
His parents were activists too.
Yeah,
or not Zach De La Rocca. Tom Morello. Tom Morello's parents were
Tom Morello
activists.
But they nailed it. They nailed it. And that album literally was just a complete watershed of holy fuck, because not only was it you're nailing the political, you're nailing the anger, but you're fucking going for it. It's
yes. There's no fucking around in that
bullet
album.
In the head, it just you're like,
God
fuck.
Damn, that song is so fucking cool.
Know Your Enemy, Bulls on Parade, all of it.
Yeah, it's
so
just
fucking good.
Anyway, so I mean, people want to, but I mean, with time, anything can seem oh, that's not as impressive. But you have to realize, at the time when it came out, and especially if you really take it for what it is, in terms of those things, it's just fuck, it's incredible. So, yeah, absolutely, Killing the Name of was pretty much my backup. That's so good, man. So great choice.
One of my favorite things that came out of the George Floyd protests was when right-wing people started tweeting at the members of Rage Against the Machine saying, since when the fuck were you guys political?
Dude.
And there's nothing stupider you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. And then some guy was I think Tom Morello was well, you don't need to have a master's in political science from Harvard to be able to tell that we're political, but just in case it matters, I do have one as well as being in fucking Rage Against the Machine. Yeah. So fucking good. That guy, those guys are fucking awesome. I love that whole band. Everything, just about all of their albums are bangers. They're all really great. So, yeah. Do you have a backup?
I do. Again,
but I better recap first.
Okay, let's recap.
So my choice Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine. Nariko's Choice, Fuck the Police by NWA.
Okay.
All right. So you have a backup.
Yeah. So again, this is gonna be weird coming from a white kid. Whatever. Like I get it, but for the time period and what it meant, "Say It Loud" by James Brown.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
"Say It Loud," "I'm Black and I'm Proud" was a massive, like that was something that people didn't that having pride and like instead of being black being a shameful thing or having people shit on you constantly, having somebody out there like in the media being like, no, fuck you, be happy, be proud of who you are was massive. It was a massive, important thing. And it's a fucking killer song. It's so good. Like, James Brown fucking just crushed it. It's a political song in a way that's that caused problems, even though it like for the group for like it was divisive politically or whatever, even though there's no reason on earth it should be.
No.
That you're like, hey, I'm fucking pumped that I have pride in this culture that I'm a part of and like whatever, and like it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those songs that I think it gets forgotten or whatever, but it was like a massive.
Yeah.
It was part of a much larger 70s like Black Pride, Black Power like movement, and that was really important. And again, I'm a dumbass white guy, and it's weird to come from me, but even a generation later, I can look back and go, fuck, that's awesome. Like that's so fucking like it was necessary. It was brave. It was fucking badass. It's a fucking banger of a song.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it. It's like, and I just want to salute it. It's fucking cool, man. James Brown, "Say It Loud."
That's a great choice. James Brown, "Say It Loud." For my backup, I'm gonna go back to music that I listened to in high school.
Okay.
It's the song is Queensryche from Operation Mindcrime. The song is "Speak," and these are the lyrics why I think it's a great political song. "The rich control the government, the media, the law. To make some kind of difference, then everyone must know. Eradicate the fascists, revolution will grow. The system we learn says we're equal under law, but the streets are the reality. The weak and poor will fall. Let's tip the power balance, tear down their crown. Educate the masses, we'll burn the White House down." And that, I listened to that as when I was 18, and that fucking blew my mind. Like that was Operation Mindcrime was another album that I listened to, and I was like, I've never heard, like before that I only listened to like even Metallica a little bit, but Queensryche was like, yeah, fuck all of this, and they made an entire album about how stupid, how fucked everything is. And I was like, this is great. I still listen to it. Unfortunately, it's still relevant today. Like it's like, if you listen to it now, like none of the lyrics don't make sense. Like, it's like, oh yeah, of course, televangelists, they got that shit. It's just, all of it is still relevant, and it's horrible, but it's the truth. And I love that song. And it was never a big deal. There was never like, but still fucking great. Yeah.
I find it so funny how many punk bands I listen to from the 80s talking about like Reagan, but it's still like all the stuff they're talking about is 1,000% what is still happening. Like we were like, conservatives, warmongers, like you're just like, yeah, no, that's all this Christianity fucking trying to like, silence you, end your fun, like all that shit. You're just like, yep, all the same shit.
Same shit.
It's worse, but it's still happening.
Yeah, for sure.
They're more powerful and have more money, but it's still, but yeah. That's a great choice, man. I'm not, But yeah, like for sure. I don't know. The only other backup I had was War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Because, I mean, it's literally metal, but also, like, all the lyrics are just fucking, it's all anti-Vietnam War, but it really spells it out. Generals gathered in their masses like witches at black masses, it's basically, it's all, these guys that profit off of war, they that's what they want is war. And it's the first thing they go for, and they don't give a fuck like how much get ground to death underneath their heel. It's a very fucking, it's badass. And then also the song fucking shreds. And
yes,
it's timeless.
Yeah.
So War Pigs is my only other backup.
War Pigs. Yeah, so that's it. Those are our choices. Once again, to recap, I picked Killing in the Name. Nariko picked Fuck the Police. You can vote in the comments if you wish. Mm-hmm. And I think that takes us to the polls. We definitely didn't do polls again. Like, I don't think we did we?
Yeah, sorry.
So we don't know who won the election. There was a little bit of fraud in there, and we have to kick it up to the Supreme Court to find out.
Just had to burn the entire Capitol.
The Supreme Court being Randy, he can just decide. As far as I'm concerned, like he's the ultimate arbiter for us. He's the one who counts the votes. We have no idea if he's being true or not.
Thomases.
We have no idea if he's being. We have no idea if he's truthful or not.
What I call double Scalia. You're a double Scalia, my man.
Yes. You know what? Clarence Thomas, for the first time ever, actually wrote an opinion. Not too long ago, when the Supreme Court rejected Texas's lawsuit, he actually had something to say, which had never happened before.
Yep.
That's how fucked that lawsuit was. You got the laziest man in America to be like, nah, I gotta say something here, bro. Like, come on. So, yeah.
Hold on. Today I learned how a typewriter works.
Yes.
Not a computer, a typewriter. I'm old and fucking don't give a fuck.
Lazy and I've got a job for life. So
was
fuck
it you that
everyone.
was doing that joke about how he has like the coolest job ever? You're like, never has to raise.
No, he's the smartest man in the Supreme Court because he gets paid for doing nothing and will forever. He can't die. It's till death, which is fucking. You don't hire anybody until they die because they'll never do shit. The people who work in the Supreme Court are fucking clowns. Why would you do that? That's fucking stupid. Anyway. It's a joke that I was working on during quarantine, and I'm going to work on it after quarantine is over, and I can still do comedy again.
Look at you being an optimist.
Yeah, right. I mean, that joke is never going to not be relevant because unless Supreme Court get rid of the Supreme Court, then I'd have to stop telling it.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen. So, in any case, I believe that brings us to the Ride the Lightning round.
Ride the Lightning round.
And we're back. So the Ride the Lightning round. I forgot to tell you, you could put comment. We have a bunch of them. Did anybody put?
We've got a few. Yep,
okay,
we've got a few.
Perfect. So put suggestions in the chat, and Randy will pick one or two of them for us to talk to. And off our top of our heads, Nariko and I will decide what the most metal thing in each of those topics is, because we know. We're just walking Wikipedias, both of us. It's honestly annoying to argue with him because he knows everything and I know everything, and how can we possibly disagree? But we do pretty much all the time. So, Randy, what's a topic for us?
I really, really like this one. It comes from Space Fiat.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we're going to be doing most metal office supply.
Ooh. Most metal office supply. Okay. Right. Can you roll for us, Randy?
I can. Dan, you got a 15.
Okay.
Nariko, you got a 10.
Okay.
So most metal office supply.
Mm-hmm.
Staples. because not only can they hold paper together, but also in a pinch, you can use it in BDSM while fucking somebody to give them a little bit of pain without any chance of it being lethal. They're never big enough to kill, but definitely sharp enough to hurt.
Is that a thing in BDSM to staple people?
Well, I'm just saying, if you run out of other things, you can always use a stapler.
But is that like a thing that happens?
It can be.
Nariko, you have just breathed life into it. So, yes.
Yes, now that I've said it, for sure.
I'm not negating it. I'm like wowed by the concept
I
that sex just becomes like a backyard wrestling match.
No, I guarantee it's happened. For sure. 100% people have stapled one another to fuck. Yeah. That is 100% happening.
You ever been fucking and you just throw someone on a pile of thumbtacks?
Dude, there's people. There's not a majority by any means, but there are people out there that would think that was hot as fuck.
Just like, I'm gonna fuck you and hit you with like a fluorescent light bulb. Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's hardcore, but it's definitely out there.
I'm like, this is nothing about your choice. I literally I'm loving the idea that it's a backyard wrestling match.
Yeah.
Plus insertion, which is like fantastic to me. That's fucking cool as shit.
So that's my choice.
You ever come off the top ropes and just fucking come in someone's mouth? You ever jump off a ladder into someone's butthole?
Anyway, I don't know any wrestling shit that's relevant in the last 35 years.
Just staples is like cool, man.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great choice. All right, All right, so this is my first choice. I don't know how as someone who's not worked in many offices, I don't know how prevalent this is in an office situation, but that paper cutter that's like the whole table with the arm.
Yep.
Fuck yes. That little fucking paper guillotine, that thing is the shit.
Yeah, that's not a supply though.
Is that not a supply?
It's an office tool. But it's not like supplies like paper and ink and shit like that. Like that's my interpretation.
Will you? Okay, and if that's the case, I'll negate it. That's fine. Will we go with printer ink?
Okay,
yeah, I'd go
is
with
that a supply?
Ink. Yeah.
Here's why. Because in order to get printer ink, you have to go into the maddening catacomb that is the what printer / what ink cartridge does your printer take?
Yes.
You have to enter just a labyrinth, just a Kafka-esque labyrinth. Of like,
it's worse than a Waiputi
to figure out what fucking ink your printer takes.
Absolutely, Sphinx's riddle. You have to answer a Sphinx. You have to enter a labyrinth.
Yeah.
You have to. You will always be wrong. It's just complete madness. It's an I have no mouth yet I must scream situation in order to get the right ink cartridge for the right printer. It's fucked. And then that's someone's job at your office is ordering the right shit. And they'll never be correct.
It'll never be right. So yeah. So those are our choices. My choice, staples. Nariko's choice, printer ink.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. I have a backup.
Okay.
I'm going to go with whiteout.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's pretty much the thing we all want, really. It's just white. Get whites out of office, out of running anything at all. We could just use whiteout on the whole fucking world and it'd be perfect. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Or at least give it a shot. I don't know. Maybe it won't be perfect. We don't know yet. Let's let somebody else try and see if they can't figure shit out.
Brushing over a mistake is just a beautiful thing.
Yes,
it's just a beautiful. It's like bloop, gone. That's wonderful. An eraser, a liquid eraser like that. That's a beautiful thing. I feel like more. Yeah, it's.
I wish there was whiteout for all of our lives. Like you just did something bad, you're just like, just scribble it out.
Yeah,
paint over it.
Absolutely, I agree.
Do you have a backup?
Yeah. Do I have another backup? Rubber bands, because they make guns.
Yes.
In an office situation, a rubber band, some loose staples, Boom. You got yourself a war with fucking Cubicle B.
Or paper clips. Paper clips and rubber bands, man.
Yeah, there you go. Blam. You've got a whole situation of just veterans with eye patches.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. Those are really great. Stabbing a pencil into those corkboard ceiling tiles is
flicking it up. Yeah.
Those,
of course.
Fuck yes. Fuck yeah.
the pencil sharpener so you can get it down to a needle-like sharpness and then throw it into the roof.
And you just stab like 16 of them up there. That fucking rocks. Fucking do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
All
so,
right.
yeah.
Should we do another one?
Let's do one more.
Let's do one more.
All right. We've already done that one. Let's go with most metal sausage.
Okay.
Yeah, roll for this.
I got one.
Yeah, I've got
Dan,
one.
you got a 17.
Okay.
Nariko, you also got a 17.
Uh-oh. We
Do we
got
have
to
to
break
roll
out
a
the
tiebreaker?
We got to get the tie crusher out.
Now, you guys can't see over my shoulder because for Twitch, the window's real small. This fucking studio is a mess. I don't know where it is. So.
Oh, okay. We have to re-roll.
We'll just re-roll.
We do have a 120 die given to us by a superfan Matt Silber, but we can't find it.
Yes.
Even though it is the size of a bowling ball.
Yeah, no, it takes up most of the studio, but I still can't find it.
It is roughly the size of a hydrocephalic baby skull.
Yes, that is the best way to describe it. Or a baseball, in case you're wondering.
The legal size.
It's the size that you can keep, not the ones you throw back. That's what it is.
Back into the water.
Yeah, I'm just like, nope. This one's too small. John, you got to throw it back in the lake.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Here we go.
Dan, you got a 14.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Nariko, you got a 3.
Here we go. That's the kind of number I'm used to.
All right. So, most metal sausage. My choice for most metal sausage is a blood sausage made specifically in Germany by a man who was using blood from his troop mates in the army and making blood sausage out of human blood and selling it online and not telling anyone that it was actually human blood.
Damn it.
He did it, it was like maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. He did it for a long time before he got caught. But man, that is fucking sick. That is... I mean, blood sausage alone is already pretty fucked up. It's just a giant blood clot you eat, but then to make it human blood clots, that's insane.
That rocks.
That is absolutely the most metal sausage that I can think of.
See, this is
human blood.
Another instance where the What's More Metal research has come in handy
yes.
in a pinch. That's fucking great. That's blood sausage from German soldiers.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. Not great, but it's good.
It wasn't delicious, I'll say that. It was a little gamey, if you're asking me, but, you know.
I'm going to go most metal sausage. I'm going to go chorizo.
Okay.
Because it cures a hangover.
Yes, it does. Fuck yes, it does.
It's badass. You throw it in with your scrambled eggs. You fucking it's the best. Chorizo's it's just the greasy food you get Sunday morning, and it fucking gets you straight, get through the day.
It helps you get to Monday. That's what.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
Is. Yeah, chorizo's fantastic.
No matter what you add chorizo to, it will become bright angry red.
yes, for sure.
If you put chorizo in a burrito, you have a bright angry red burrito.
Yeah,
that you're stuffing in your skull,
inside and out.
Yeah, it's just like flag red. It's orange red.
Yeah,
yeah. So that would be my choice, chorizo, because it's bad as fuck.
Okay,
spicy.
It is spicy. It's very good. Let's see. Do I have any other most metals? I mean, a lot of them just tied for third. Like all the rest of them are fucking delicious. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Trying to think. I don't have a definitive third, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
definitive backup.
When I was in Chicago, there's went to go get hot dogs at like a specific like Chicago hot dog eatery, and they had rattlesnake.
Ooh.
Oh, rattlesnake sausage.
Yeah, like you could throw on a fucking and like yeah. That rocks. I don't care what it even tastes like. Who gives a fuck? You're eating a venomous snake.
Yeah, that's pretty tight. I didn't see, nobody told me about that while I was living in Chicago, but I would have ate that if I did.
Dude, I forget the name of the spot my buddy took me to, but it was like one of the big hot dog places, but they had like fucking crazy shit. What was one of them was like, like whatever, like deer, elk, venison, like hot dog, but with like brie and like they just like crazy shit in it.
Yeah,
they're fucking badass. Like I don't know, can't go wrong.
They make a really good sausage for eating in Chicago.
Fuck yeah, they do.
If you're looking for a food that has a high fat content and want it to be delicious, Chicago is for you. There's some shit.
Then you want to go to the place with -40 wind chill.
Yeah, people need to be fat just to live. All right,
yeah, absolutely.
So, on my way.
There we go. Hey. So those are our choices. I chose German blood sausage, German human blood sausage. Nariko chose chorizo. You can vote in the comments if you wish to see which one of us might have won. But have we got any results at all?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Can we read those off real quick?
We got the results for the whole damn show.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for voting. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
So for the most metal march so far, with 100% of the votes, is Sherman's March to the Sea.
Oh, shit.
Of course, yeah.
And then for most metal song, with 100% of the votes, is Killing in the Name of.
Yep, there we go. That makes sense.
For most metal office supply, 100% of the votes is going to Staples.
Okay.
And for sausage, again, 100% of the votes is the German blood sausage.
Yep, absolutely. That'd be
right.
okay. Well, all right, well, if you want to vote with logic, sure.
You can't use hypocrisy like a normal right-wing person? All right. So anyway, I think that's the show. I think that's going to do it. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Anyone who tuned in, or if you're listening in a podcast form, we really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
If you want to go on, I don't even know if you can do reviews anymore for the places that you can get our podcasts, or all of them.
You can do it on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher that I'm aware of.
So if you can vote, you should. What you should do is give us like a 4 or 5 star review, whatever's higher.
Or 5.
5, 4 or 5, whatever. I don't know which. Some of them only go to 4. Some of them go to 5.
Sure. Yeah.
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
Just get 5 on everyone.
Oh yeah, just 5. And then in the comments, write the most fucked up shit you can think of, because they only care about the stars. They don't care about the comments.
They don't care what you say.
And although we've been really slacking on it lately, I think we need to go back and look at our reviews to see if there are any worth reading online. We'll probably do that next week. Yeah. If we have merch for sale, you can buy our diets, you can buy T-shirts, you can buy stickers. But if you give us proof that you've donated $25 to any BLM organization, then we'll just send you the merch for free.
Yep.
We have a Patreon that you can join. With Patreon, typically about once a month, we do something that only gets released for the Patreon. This month, actually Sunday, we're going to do a movie viewing because we watched Doom last month. So we're going to, the sequel to Doom the movie this month, Doom, is it Retribution? Annihilation. Doom Annihilation. Now, Nariko and I both felt that the Doom movie was unfairly ridiculed when it came out, because that movie had some moments in it that were pretty fucking dope, especially the wheelchair flail at the end. They take a dude that's in a wheelchair and just whip him around by his head and smash people with it. I've never seen anything like it in a movie. That was epic. That was worth at least 2 stars in any review.
I literally was like, what are you talking about? The movie's like, oh no, that movie rocked.
Yeah, sure, it was dumb for the most part, but that was pretty tight.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure Doom Annihilation will not have a moment like that, but we'll see. And in the meantime, Nariko and I will mock it as much as we fucking possibly can.
Yeah.
And you can tune in and follow it on a Netflix party, or you can download it later and we'll tell you where to start and then watch the movie and listen to us fuck with it.
Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. You can only, I said Patreon in the beginning, and then that was a long time ago, and people probably forgot. I want to give a shout out to the people that have our theme song, Aghast. Is it Aghast? Is that
Empire Pigs?
Empire Pigs. The album is Aghast. I'm sorry, I fucked that up.
That's okay.
But yeah, they're fucking awesome. Empire Pigs is the Aghast. The album is rad. So listen to them as much as you can. Give them some support. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else? Am I missing anything at all?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So I think we're good. Once again, thank you for listening. And until next time, fuck pigs and hail Satan.
Oh yeah. Fuck pigs, hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
So what's the name of this podcast again? Somebody remind me.
Nariko says it all. Nariko explains what?
Is that the specifically male-centered remake of Clarissa Explains It All?
Yes. Finally, the old white man gets its say.
The Hobo Speaks. That's what it's called.
A teen boy still crawls through my window at night.
10 seconds.
And a guitar goes. By the way, I had a huge crush on Melissa Joan Hart for a little bit there as a young teen myself.
3, 2, 1.
First responder shot 8 times and killed by police.
Taken down by mostly plainclothes police officers while being placed under arrest. One of the officers employed a chokehold. Moments later, while on the ground after complaining he couldn't breathe, he was dead. Well, the squad said officer that he was hurt on and that he should stop shooting.